Alright YouTubes, in today's video I'm going to be stripping the Vauxhall Astra that I bought from Copart. So the vehicle's in, and if you haven't seen the previous video to when I first bought this car, bought from Copart, 23 plate Vauxhall Astra, and it's been hit in the back, quite substantial boot floor and stuff like that, but I need to get it stripped today. All the boot floor's crushed, so I'm going to get as much of it stripped today as I can. I've only got a limited amount of time today, so just get it stripped and proper assess it, get this back bumper off. I've been dying to get this back bumper off since it's been here, so it's been here a week. The only thing I've done to it, it had a completely dead battery, tons of faults, and was really struggling to start, so I've put a brand new battery on it and it's good as gold. Starts on the button. Loads of the faults have gone now. The only faults really showing on the vehicle is the seat belts have all gone. Tensioners have gone from the impact. So you've got that airbag warning, but there was like engine faults coming up and stuff like that. But they've all gone now, and it seems to run fine. I've had it running for a good while, a couple of trips up and down the back alley and stuff, and it seems to drive okay. Everything seems in line. I had a quick look again the other day, and the legs and everything look okay, but I'm not going to know full extent until I get it stripped. So I'm going to leave the tailgate and that on. So I've got another second-hand tailgate for it, because these are all plastic, so everything's just broken. This is the bumper I got, complete bumper with everything in it, all the camera, sensors, lights, splitter, really good nick. Little wobble on the other side and a little mark there, but it's the wrong colour anyway, so I'm going to be painting that. I've got the tailgate off the same vehicle and a few other bits, impact bar and all that. I'll just see as much. I'm going to get all the bumper off, get all the interior boot strips, so I can have a look on the inside of this quarter and everything. So there's a little bit of a kink there, which may be to do with this gas strut bracket, you know, the impact hitting there, or to do with the boot floor being all bent. And there's other damage around it, dents. I've got second-hand door glasses to go in. I don't think I'll have time for that today. Probably want to try and get this wing off today if I can, because it's really annoying getting in and out of it, touching that door. So just get as much of it stripped today as I can, and then I can assess it properly. The next thing I'll be doing on it is pulling it. So I need to go and get my dozer as well, which isn't here at the moment. And if I can today, I'll get the seat belts out of it so I can get them sent off and get them reset, and maybe try and clean it up a little bit. But I'm just, yeah, it's good now. Everything, it starts on the button, everything works, and yeah. So these are the only faults that are coming up. Airbag, seat pre-tension, a failure, obviously. Airbag light, post-collision braking system fault. That's about it, really. I haven't plugged it back in yet, but if you go into the, where is it? Diagnostics on here. Not sure where it is, you know. Where is it? I ain't looked at any of this yet. I did find it. So yeah, safety, if you look in diagnostics. So it's under service, because I've got no paper service history. So it's due a service, it's 2,000 miles over. Low fuel. Boot open. So that's all that's coming up on the car, so there we go. So it's all running right, and yeah, everything seems to be working now. So quite amazing, isn't it? Putting a new battery on. What faults? Fucking hell. Quite good that putting a new battery on there has cleared a load of faults, which I sort of expected. So anyway, that's enough waffling. Let's get it all stripped. We've got a locker. Oh, well, we're not looking too bad in there. They left a little message on the windscreen for me to let me know that I've been... Well, we're nearly there. Clip that bumper in, little tap about in there, hit it and shit it, bit of filler, job's a good un. Oh, there it is. Got one of these. Oh, send attention. Just going to offer this up just to see how the holes are. It is kinks in there. Well, all of that lines up. Don't mean a great deal, but shows the legs are pretty straight with that lining up, so don't think I need to tug on that bar, but it can go back on anyway. Right, so I'll give you a quick look at it at this stage, just stripping the back bumper off and stuff. Don't think it's too bad. I reckon the chassis is nothing wrong with it really, maybe just pulling in a little bit under tension, but it all looks good. Obviously boot floor's bad and rear panel's pretty bad, but I need to check with Vauxhall about the inner and outer. I've sort of seen, I've got the repair method from this, from Aldertech, so it shows 3 separate panels and little brackety bits and end caps and all sorts of stuff for the rear panel, but I need to check with Vauxhall, have a look at their diagrams, but we're not there at that stage yet, so I'll give you a look anyway, give you a bit of light. So yeah, really low impact, really central. It's all kinked up here on the outer rear panel. All of this up here looks pretty good. That all looks all good. All this looks brilliant. And I was expecting all this area to be cuffed in, to be honest with you, but it's an obvious type of accident really. Someone's obviously been braking before they impacted, so the car's dipped, and where this rear panel sort of protrudes here and then it dips right in, it's gone under that, hit the impact but rode under the impact, which is a bit of a shape. It's an hard one to say really, and then it's obviously caught this bottom lowest bit of the rear panel, and you know that's where the boot floor's attached there at that lowest point. Good place to pull here though, to be fair. There's a strengthener there, showing there, strengthener there, bolted and spotted, but that's very high tensile steel that is, compared to the rear panel and the boot floor, and a few spot welds in it there, but it doesn't look, you know, all that's crushed in, but that doesn't look like that's moved at all. That bracing, obviously everything else is following. Everything else up here looks decent. I just need to get all this boot interior out now because I want to check all on the inside of this, because from that impact it's definitely caused this to kink and wobble, and it's caused a bit of tightness up here, but there is a little kink up here as well, which may be to do with that's going to be reinforced where that gas strut bracket is, so it may be the force against the tailgate has pushed that, kinked that up, but it hasn't put any kinking in the top of the panel. This gap is tighter, but you'd expect that because it's all under tension, so the whole lot is moved a little bit. but it's not massive, and I'm sure once that's pulled and everything and the tension's out of it and even cut off, that this will all release. It all looks decent in here. Can't see anything at the moment anyway. This is bent over a little bit, this lower inner, but it's only mild steel there. And then underneath, you know, that's the bulk of it really. These legs, I don't think there's anything on these legs. Obviously there's difference in strength of steel from this leg to the boot floor. The weakest bit's gone, so that's gone. They're untouched, I reckon, the legs, which I am pleased about that. And yeah, the rest of all that looks good. Single skin that quarter, so you'd expect that to move, wouldn't you, under impact, even under mild impact, being single skin there, which I'm quite surprised about that, to be fair, being single skin on that quarter. But it probably makes it easier to replace. So yeah, I'm quite surprised. Shit. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, nearly broke me fucking neck then. That was broke anyway, that guide. This definitely broke now. Yeah, surprised at that. So, you know, well panel beat. That's well straightforward to panel beat, that. Being able to get on the inside of it and everything. So yeah, that's great. Gonna have to drop the exhaust out of the way, I think, but I'm probably not going to do that today. Just get yeah, this. So I think now I'm gonna have to drop it back down, put it back on the wheels. I'm gonna leave the rest of it under here for now. Sorry, I'm probably fucking blinding you. So I'm going to leave the rest of it under there for now, leave the exhaust on, so I'm not at that stage yet. That'll come off when I'm ready to start pulling. I've got to look at a couple of attachments, and I need to go and get my dozer and make sure it works, because it hasn't been used for years. But it should be fine. So let's just get all the rest of the trim out, or everything off of this rear panel, get all the boot interior stripped out, so I can have a good look at all of that on the inside of the core. I'm sure it's fine in there. You know, tailgate bumper, I've got just boot floor and rear panel, and then the rest of it's cosmetic-y outer panel stuff, which ain't an issue. I don't even think the wheels would be out of line or anything, to be honest with you. So it's an hard one. Boot floor and rear panel's it's going to be, for me anyway, quite a mission for me to repair that. You know, I'll see how well it pulls. If, you know, I want it to be really good for me to try and repair them panels, which they're not going to be, I don't think. I think I'm definitely going to have to put a boot floor, or definitely a rear panel anyway. Maybe out to panel beat it and get either side of it once that rear panel's out and I've pulled under tension, maybe even be able to panel beat that. But it's quite intricate shapes there, and I want it to look right, and you know, and to be safe, obviously. So yeah, it's a tricky one. You think, oh, you know, rear panel boot floor's a mission to change. Would have been better if it missed the boot floor, but then it would have done the legs. If it, you know, if I hadn't rode under the impact bar so much and was more central on the impact bar, would that be better? But then I think that would pull the legs more then. So it's an hard one to weigh up. Either way, it's smashed, isn't it? So I don't really know what I'm talking about. Let's get it back down on the wheels, and I'll get the interior out. I want to get all the boot interior out anyway, because I want to see if I can get the seat belts out so I can get them sent off. Oh, that looks good. Right then, YouTubes, that's the most of it stripped out for now. We're going to strip the other side, obviously, but it's just rinse and repeat from this side. So pretty much can see what's what now this is stripped out, and it's not as bad as I think, to be honest with you. me just grab a light. So obviously boot floor all creased up, quite nasty. Back panel, it's going over this end a little bit, I think. Not too sure whether this is in until I strip the other side. Got a little bit of a kink there, and this corner's sort of going over. This is going over, so it's pretty central. The outer rear panel, and then this is where it's took the brunt of it here. So it's took the brunt of it here, and obviously took the brunt of it here. So if I give you a quick look with the boot closed, some of this boot's missing, so it won't show obviously where it's all plastic. Don't know if it's better it being plastic or not from the impact, but give you a look there, and then you can sort of gauge how far away it is now, because with it all stripped, that's pretty much sat where it should be, and that's sat where it should be. Got a feeling that's over a tiny little bit there. The gaps ain't too bad. It's a little bit tighter here. It's probably something to do with this up here, and obviously this, it's under tension more on this side. There's a slight little bend there, so that's in there. So there's a little bit of a crease and a kink up here, which is going to be causing that. You know, this is all shunted over this way a little bit. You can see it's more. You can see the direction of it's going that way. So where it got impacted, it's sort of more over this side. But the chassis rails, top and bottom, look absolutely fine. Even the back of this floor, I think it's all good. Got a feeling them sort of divots are supposed to be there. It's humped up here, so everything's pulled over this side with that, and then underneath, yeah, and it's all related to that boot floor really. But the chassis legs, it's all fine. It's all good. It's all good under that. I was expecting all of this under here, all this lower quarter, all this section. I was expecting all this to be cuffed right in, you know. There's a little bit of creasing, a kinking, I think, there. Let's check the other side. Oh no, that's got a crease there. And with the door shut, I can't really show it. It is tighter, definitely tighter here. So the whole lot is pulling over compared to this side. Yeah, it's definitely over. It's definitely closed over a couple of mil on this side to this door, and it's kinked all the quarter. It's understandable, this quarter. I was quite surprised to see that the majority of, yeah, this quarter panel and this wheel arch is all single skin. I haven't worked on one of these new Astras, so yeah. I know the Peugeots, this is based on a Peugeot. They're collaborated, aren't they? This Astra and the 308 or whatever model it is, same car, so loads of bits are transferable. And yeah, I've worked on the Peugeot, and I remember the wheel arch. I think they're a bit of a different shape on the body, obviously, the outer panels, but that was single skin as well. So yeah, it's all kinking up a bit. This beauty of this, with all this being in a skid without having an inner in there as well, is a panel beat and hammer and dolly. Once I get it all under tension, once I get some tension out of it, yeah, start hammering dollying that. So quarter panel's definitely repairable, not an issue. So yeah, I'm quite pleased, to be fair. I was half expecting the boot floor. It's hard to say because the rear impact in the pictures was showing sort of all the bumper all misaligned and cuffed anyway, but showing it more on this corner. But these chassis leg ends, look at, they're untouched, I think, and the new impact bar bolt holes line up perfectly. So going to get the rest of it stripped now and get the seat belts out, get the wing off, just get all the stripping done, and then that's that bit done. I'm going to leave the exhaust on for now, and then yeah, plan forward. Got a good bit of solid metal here to push off of with a portal power, so I'm going to do a bit of combination. I'm going to get my dozer out, make sure that works, get it all set up. I've got some clamps that I'm going to buy that I've seen, like the big hook ones, and I'm really going to try and see how well this straightens out, whether it might be repairable without having to put a new boot floor in. I think pretty much we'll have to do back panel, but I'm just going to see how well it pulls out. So it's going to be a combination of pulling and pushing from the inside at the same time, probably portal power and the dozer, and try and protect stuff by not crushing it too much. I don't want to, not at the moment. Initially I was thinking I was going to drill a big hole through here, make a plate up. I've got some real thick sort of flat bar metal, make some plates up that I can drill holes into, drill a hole into the panel and try and pull it from this side. But yeah, until I get it all out and start playing about, I need to hook on this bottom and pull that. I need to push up here as well, and I'll probably, get a big enough hook attachment, and then, brace it off with a little bit of wood and stuff like that to try not to crush everything, because the rear panel ain't too bad. There's a lot of shapes in this, so I don't want to start squashing all the shapes out of it if I can help it. Got a couple of access holes here that I might be able to use, and get strap in and just, use whatever I can to pull that out as best I can. And again, with it under tension, and I can get to both sides of this where it hasn't got hasn't got a spare wheel recess, deep one, where I can get to both sides of it under tension, heating and panel beating, heavy panel beating, from top and bottom, and yeah, see how well I can pull it all out, see if I can get it to the point where it opens and shuts, and just see how well I can get this boot floor to look before I decide whether I'm going to cut it out. I think probably I am going to be putting a boot floor in it, and obviously if the boot floor's going in there, the rear panel's got to come off for that anyway. But they're not out the way, the parts, but let's just see how well I can get it all pulled out, and get everything to shut really as it is before I start cutting everything off. That's the plan anyway, that's the plan. So yeah, I've enjoyed today, getting it all stripped. Got a bit of the mould out of it. It don't smell too bad in there now, so that's where we're at with it. It's going to be all right, I think. Not too bad at all. So yeah, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Got a lot of work on at the moment, some big jobs as well, so it's going to be difficult to try and do this in the week. I want to really, because Reece don't work weekends, he has football and stuff, so yeah, that's my only time is at weekends to work on this at the moment. And I want Reece to do it with me. We want to do this together, we want to do this panel work together, so I'll try my hardest to try and get it in the week. It's going to be a good day or so just getting it all set up and initial first pulls and stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure when the next one will be. Like I say, I'm going to crack on, strip the rest of this, get it all stripped out, and then the next video will be getting the dozer out, getting it all set, and start pulling it and see how well it comes out. I'm a bit late, the trouble with YouTube is this type of work, Copart Salvage stuff and all the rest of it, YouTube's just saturated with it. It's absolutely saturated, and that's why in some ways I've been wanting to do this for a while and put it on the channel since the start of the channel, because obviously that's what I do for a living. I've got a small little body shop, I've got everything here to do the whole lot. Panel wise, yeah, I'm going to be learning on this. It's a bit more extensive than I normally take on for customers. I probably wouldn't take this on for a customer because I need to learn, or if I did, I'd have my friend in to come and help me do the panel side of it. So yeah, YouTube's absolutely saturated with this type of work. Everyone doing it on their drives, everyone buying Copart, doing it on driveways, and yeah, sort of, I don't know, it sort of put me off a little bit. There don't seem to be many people in body shops actually doing this type of work and doing these types of videos. But, you know, I can do it all pretty much. I can paint, do all the paint. I don't care how much I've got to paint on these cars, you know, these salvage cars. It's not an issue to me, the painting. So hopefully I can show the whole job being done from start to finish without farming any of it out. It seems mechanically fine. Everything seems to be working fine electric wise now, and starting up and running. It all seems fine. It seems to drive fine as well. So yeah, apart from mechanical, which I may not be able to do, I should be able to get this job done from start to finish, and you'll be able to see the whole process here on this channel. So hopefully it makes a good bit of content, being able to do all the painting properly, and yeah, doing it all from start to finish. So like I said in the first video, win, lose or draw, this job's going to get repaired no matter what. Whether I make any money on it or not is another thing. I'm sort of half doing it for myself to learn the experience of all the, going through all the process of buying. It's all a massive learning curve for me, and I'm really interested in it, and I'm using it to help me to improve my panel work skills. And any money that I do make, I'm going to invest it back into equipment, really. So anything I do make on this, if I do make any money on it, I'm going to try and upgrade the dozer that I got. We'll see how well that dozer works that I got. But I would like a little frame machine, really. Maybe I probably have got enough room to replace that scissor lift with a frame machine that acts as a scissor lift as well. And then it could stay in there permanently, because I'm going to have to move that lift for the dozer to come in. So yeah, anyone watching, a couple of things that you know, I need to get done, unsure of at the moment, is I need to get all the seat belts out, get them sent off. So if anyone's got any recommendations for where I could send them or who does it, because I know I can search on Google and all the rest of it, but I don't know anyone. I'm based in Wiltshire, so if there's someone local or, you know, in the southwest, it would be handy. So that I'm not sure whether just what I need to do with the seat belts, if I just send them off when they get reset, what I need to do ECU wise, I'm not too sure. I'm not too clued up on diagnostics and that. I've got some diagnostic stuff here for plugging in, but with regards to resetting crash data and stuff like that, whether an ECU has to go off, or so anyone's got any info on that, that'd be great if you can let me know about that. So I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this stripped out. I need to go find somewhere to store all these bits. It's amazing, isn't it, when you strip, you know, just the back of a car, how much stuff you accumulate. And my parts wise, I'm pretty much there, apart from the obvious bits of the rear panel and the boot floor. I think I've pretty much got everything. The only thing I need to get is a wing, which I'm just going to buy that new from Vauxhall. It's not out the way price wise, a couple of £100. I don't think I need anything else at the moment. I think I've pretty much got everything. I'm going to just leave that tailgate on for now. Where it's plastic, nothing's bent, the catch is still in the right place on it, so I can just use that tailgate at the moment till I'm there ready to paint, because I need to paint that new one anyway. I will trial fit it once all the repairs done. I'll get that on there and trial fit it. That's about it for this one. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it. I want to carry on trying to do this on the channel and make this part of the business, really. Creating my own work more than just doing the customer stuff and videoing the customer stuff. I find this stuff more interesting, and like I say, it's more learning for me. I want to learn more on the panel side. When I started doing this, you know, started this career at the age of 14, I'd done it all with the guy. So I spent 7 years working for him from 14 until I was 21 when I left, and I went to college. But I went to college on painting, on spraying, not on panel beating. But I used to do loads of heavy stuff with him, but I would be the labourer for him. So I know how it all works. I've just got to, you know, I've got to have a bit of trial and error with this. So, you know, that's why I wouldn't do this heavy work initially with a customer's car, because I want to learn You know, if I make mistakes, it's, you know, it's on my own vehicle, so it doesn't really matter. But I've got all the repair method for this. There isn't, where this car's quite late, 23 plate, there isn't repair method on the boot floor yet, but I've got everything else for the welding settings where all the spots go. There's some panel adhesive. I've got all the Aldertex repair method for this printed off. You know, I will follow that procedure with everything, with the cutting off, with the grinding, with the welding. I'm limited on spot welder. There's a few different steels here. There's mild steel, high strength steel, very high strength steel, and ultra high strength steel. Combination of all of these steels in the repair of this back panel and boot floor. So, you know, welding settings are critical, and you're welding different types of steels together as well. So, and that's all on the repair method. And there's some places that that will be panel bonded, it says in there, instead of what would have been welded at factory. So I want to stick to all of that. I've got all the right nozzles to get the sealer looking right. You know, if I put the boot floor in and a rear panel, and I'm going, no matter how long it takes, I'm going to follow that repair method to the letter. I could, you know, having that there with me as a guide is going to really help me. It shows you where to do cuts, shows you which order to do the cuts, which order to take the, you know, the spot welds out in, and where to drill and where to cut and everything, all in a procedure, and where to seal. And so having that, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to repair this to the best standard I can repair this to, and follow that Aldertex repair method. It will be repaired right regardless of how long it takes me. So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, so just let me know in the comments what you think of the car and the repair and everything. And yeah, all your feedback's welcome. And like I say, it's it was a bit of an hard one for me because, like I say, YouTube's just saturated with this type of content. So I was sort of half avoided it, and I was half in two minds. I was going to buy a smashed Copart car anyway, but initially I was in two minds whether even to make a video on it and just do it as a project for me and Reese, you know, as part of the business on the side without doing content on it. But if you can't beat them, join them. They're all doing it, so I may as well do it here. I've got everything here to do it to a certain extent. So there we go. Yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll see you again in the next one. Look after yourselves. Cheers.